How to pick the perfect SMMA niche as a beginner for the rest of 2022 and upcoming year of 2023. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, so it's currently 9:30 where I'm located at, and I was just finishing up some work for today. And this idea just popped in my mind on how to find the perfect SMMA niche as a beginner. So I thought I would just turn on the camera on. I took down some notes and we're going to get right into it. Pretty much, picking the right niche can save you so much time and can jumpstart your SMA career if you do it the correct way. Believe it or not, a lot of people that start SMMA, and I'm a example of this as well, they start in the wrong niche, or they watch all the other YouTubers and SMMA gurus. They'd be like, oh, real estate, e-com, like, if all these YouTubers are saying start in these niches and their videos are getting thousands of views, a lot of people are going to start in that niche. It's either going to be saturated, or the client that you contact has been contacted by multiple other agencies and you're new, so you don't even have any results that you can show them or any testimonies. So it's really hard to get your foot in the window. Not in the window, but in the door. Not to say that you can't get into those niches and thrive. I'm just saying that as a beginner, it'll be more smart, more wise if you pick a niche that is not these things that I'm gonna list, and go for a niche with the criteria of these 5 things that I'm gonna go over. All right, so this is the 5 criteria to picking a niche as a beginner that I think all beginners should abide by and pick their niche based on these criteria. The first one is that the niche that you're in, your ideal client should make at least $1,000 or more per job or per lead that they get that they convert into a job. Reason being is because when you do that, the offer that you offer to that certain client that's in that niche, you get them a certain amount of jobs that are like not like thousands of jobs or hundreds of jobs. You get them a certain amount of jobs, they easily have a return on their investment right away. So you have leverage over that. Like, I would say a bad niche to get into is if there's a niche where they make like 50 to 100 bucks or something per job, right? As a beginner, it's going to be hard to put leverage on that when you're new into the SMMA community. But when you have a person that's going to make $1,000 a job or $2,000, $3K a job, and you charge $1,500 or $1,200 or $1,000 for your services, you sign them one client. I mean, you get them one client or one lead or 2-3 leads that convert into clients for them. They just got the return on investment and more. So that's easier leverage for you. And then as a beginner, I think it's more easier to fulfill your service and have confidence in fulfilling your service if you know that you don't have to get a lot of leads that's going to convert to make sure that your client gets the return on investment. Criteria number 2 is a niche that doesn't get pitched by other agencies as often, meaning the niche is not saturated like e-com or real estate. I'm not saying that these niches are bad, just saying I don't think it will be wise for a beginner to start off in this niche, because these people are constantly getting contacted by other agencies that's been in the game longer, has way more experience dealing with them, have way more testimonials because they had clients in that niche before, and you got to compete with people like that. And you're not going to stand out messaging them saying, hey, I want to offer Facebook ads to get you leads, and you're just not going to stand out. That's the mistake that I started off with. I started off contacting e-commerce brands and I switched to real estate, and it was a nightmare, and I contacted hundreds if not thousands. And with e-commerce, it was just like, it's really hard to get a hold of the business owner, and they've been pitched so many times, they're probably not even going to look over your message as a beginner. And then with real estate, when you cold call them, 9 times out of 10, they've been pitched or cold called by 5 other agencies before you called. And you're probably like the 4th or 5th one of the day. And they're like, okay, what's your pitch? Or they'll just hang up. You know, they're tired of it. So if you're not a seasoned veteran in those niche and you don't have skin in the game, or you're not experienced in that niche, I would highly recommend to stay away from a niche that has a lot of competition and a lot of agencies pitching the clients, because it's not going to work out for you. You're going to have a very, very slow rise to success. The next criteria, I argue, is probably the most important criteria, because this criteria, if you can get it down to a pinpoint T with these problems, you're going to thrive. And it is identify the problem in that niche, identify the market problem, and then identify the solution to that problem. So for example, for painters is an example niche. Painters, more than likely they do word of mouth, they post on Craigslist, they post on Yelp, they post on Angie's List. What do all these have in common? Competition. They're competing with other painters that's on these sites to get the highest quality lead. And most of the time, if you're a new painter, you're just getting the scraps that's at the bottom, you know, and you'll eventually fall off. It's just competition, and you can see that as a market problem and be like, okay, that's the problem. They compete for the same exact leads. How can I leverage a solution over that to get clients? An example, say, hey, we can do Google ads where we can target a certain area to get certain clients that you want, whether it's big jobs or small jobs. And then you will only work with one person per area, so you will be the authority figure in that area. No competition for you. You don't have to be on the same page with other painters or anything like that. They want exclusive clients. They don't want to compete. They don't have to spend money to compete. They want to get clients as seamless as possible, as smooth as possible. And if you can find that solution for them and do that, you're just going to kill the game. Criteria number 4 is choose the niche, find the problem, then develop the skill for it. I think what messed me up was with choosing these bad niches is that I chose a service. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Facebook ads, or I'm gonna do email marketing, and then I'll choose a niche that really is like saturated with that type of service or something like that. So instead, I think it would be very wise for a beginner to choose a niche, do some research on that niche, and then after you do that and you find the pain points and you identify the pain problems in that niche, that's when you choose the service that will help solve those pain problems. So always choose a niche first, research that niche, and then find a solution to their pain problems in that niche. And the last but not least, number 5. This is another important one for beginners. I honestly think that this is a no-brainer, honestly, and it is, are they easy to contact, your ideal client in that niche? Do you have to go, if you have to cold call, are you going through multiple gatekeepers, a receptionist, an office manager? Are you going through all that? Or are you texting them or emailing them? Are they easy to get a hold of? For example, painters. Again, that's another example. That's not the niche that I'm in, but that's just one I can think of right now. Painters, they're easy to get a hold of. More than likely, you can always find them on those sites like Craigslist, Yelp, and Angie's List. And they're more than likely the number that they have listed on there is the direct number to that business owner. So you want to make sure you pick a niche where you can get a hold of the person that cuts the checks, so they can make decisions quick when you pitch them. You don't want to waste your time with gatekeepers. You don't want to waste your time having to do empty list follow-ups or other stuff like that. You want to get straight to the business owners so you can pitch them right away. And those are the 5 criteria that I believe personally that I think that beginners should at least consider when they choose their niche for SMMA. And I think following these 5 criteria will really, really help get a jump start on your SMMA journey, and it will help you avoid the problems of picking an oversaturated niche or a niche that everybody joins. Like, there's hundreds, trust me, hundreds of other niches out there that are untapped or barely tapped. Don't go with what everybody else go to because a guru that you rock on SMMA said that it's a good niche to go to. Do some research, do some deep research, and find out different niches that are going. That's the Bluetooth speaker. But yeah, just do your research and choose something that's different you probably haven't heard of. And if you follow those 5 criteria, I think you will see success. So just let me know in the comments what you think of these five criteria. Is there anything else that you will add? Is there anything else that you don't agree with? Let me know. I'm always open for a discussion and to be edified. And that's it for the video. Y'all have a good one.